Okay, welcome back to the Side Quest Kitchen. The mics are working, and today we're gonna make hot pies direwolf bread. It's one of the iconic recipes that you see in Game of Thrones. We are not making them as big as Hot Pie made it, but that's what we're gonna be making today. So if this is a short, then my plans did not work out. But if it's not a short, then welcome to the inaugural first recipe on the channel. After so many recipe tests and making them all into shorts and testing things back and forth with different cameras and failing to figure out how the microphone connects to my phone, I feel we are on the right track to actually posting full recipe videos. So hopefully this is that. Let's get started. Okay, so hot pies direwolf bread. This is from the official Westeros cookbook. And as you can see, they look like the direwolf bread. I feel like this recipe will come out just fine because of all of the failed recipes. If you have been seeing some of the shorts that I've been putting out from the unofficial Game of Thrones cookbook, I feel like I will no longer be using that book unless it's for purposes to try and overcome the worst odds. Okay. So, if you are like me, you have go-to, tried and true options of things in general. For me, Monster, my go-to, will forever be the watermelon Monster. It, hands down, beats every other Monster flavor I've ever tried. All right, so here's to today's hot pies direwolf bread recipe. So let's gather the ingredients. We have 1 cup of quick cooking oats, 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 3/4 cup of whole wheat flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of fine sea salt, 1 teaspoon of Westerosi Sweet Spice, which I have pre-made here and we will add when we need it, 1/3 cup of dark brown sugar, or less as desired, 3/4 cup of unsalted butter, 1 large egg, lightly beaten, 1 tablespoon of honey, and 1 tablespoon of milk. So I recently found out that I am soy and lactose intolerant, which makes sense my entire life. So I will be using macadamia nut milk, but use whatever milk you so desire. It's only as needed anyway, so we might not use any of it. So first things first, preheating the oven to 350 degrees. Then we will line a baking sheet with parchment paper. So I get really annoyed with how parchment paper tends to stay rolled and is hard to put in any kind of like flat type of situation. It just rolls back up unless you grease the pan or, have something that helps it stick to the pan. So I just tried this right now because I've seen it on other people's channels where the parchment paper looked crumpled, and it made me think, like, if you crumple the parchment paper and unroll it, it's gonna have so many like creases in it, it doesn't want to roll back up, and it worked. So yeah, little trick. Okay, so we have the oven preheating to 350. We have a parchment lined baking tray. And now we will, in a large bowl, add the oats, flours, baking powder, salt, Westerosi Sweet Spice, and brown sugar. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, I can't use this. This is hard. So it originally wasn't like this. I measured out and portioned out everything yesterday because I was going to make the recipe yesterday, but then I ended up not wanting to. So I left everything out on the counter so that I could start first thing this morning, not thinking that brown sugar gets really hard really fast. Okay, we'll do it again. Wouldn't be my normal videos if something didn't go wrong. 1/3 cup or less as desired. Okay, and this sweet spice, which smells like pumpkin spice and is actually can be used in place of this. You can use pumpkin spice or apple pie spice or some kind of mixed spice, but the recipe for this is 3 tablespoons of ground cinnamon, 2 tablespoons of ground ginger, 1 tablespoon each of allspice, nutmeg, cloves, and mace. And you just mix it all together, and that's Westerosi Sweet Spice. So for this recipe, we need 1 teaspoon of this. And then stir to combine. And then, so let's cut up this butter because we don't need all of it. We need 3/4 cup, so half a cup plus 4 tablespoons. So because what we're going to do is rub in or use a pastry cutter to rub in the butter, I'm going to dice them up into small cubes so it's easier to incorporate into the rest of the ingredients. It's a lot of butter. So it says, with a pastry cutter or clean hands, cut or rub the butter until it resembles coarse breadcrumbs about the size of peas. I feel like using my fingers doesn't necessarily get them the size that I want them to. So for the most part, I think it's good, but I want, it might be fine. Okay, so we need to beat the egg. Being pea-sized or, you know, yeah. Okay, so then add in the beaten egg and the honey, which I'm not going to measure, just a tablespoon. It's good. And use a spatula to form a dough. If necessary, add in the milk little by little until the dough comes together. I think it's coming together pretty good. Ah! I mean, the coaster was unnecessary. I just put it there for looks, but God. Okay, so let's see how well this comes together with my hands, because it's still crumbly, but if you know how sometimes dough can look crumbly, but when you press it together, it'll come together like cookie dough, like that. Okay, so I think it's fine. I don't think we need any of the milk. I don't want it to be too soggy. It says to Divide the dough into 2 halves and wrap each half in plastic wrap and chill for 30 minutes to an hour. So we need plastic wrap. Okay. I'm trying to just get it into a ball so that it's easier to, oh, it's kind of crumbly. Oh, it's okay, maybe. Let's get those little pieces. So divide into 2. Maybe it does need the milk. It's kind of crumbly. It's still kind of dry. Let's put a little bit of the milk in. Like half. Yeah, that feels a little better. Okay. Okay, and then split into 2. Okay, there's 1. And there's 2. Well, now we wait for half an hour to an hour. We're back. So these have been, well, this portion has been in the fridge for almost an hour, a little less than an hour. Feels a little denser, a little harder, but we'll see how it rolls out. So you might have seen it prior to right now, but I did trace out and draw the little direwolves. So hopefully they cut out okay in the dough. I've never tried to cut out anything this detailed in food. So the picture in the book looks pretty detailed. It looks pretty good. So let's see how detailed we can get. So it says to lightly flour your surface and lightly flour a rolling pin. And then roll the dough out about 3/8 of an inch. I'm not going to measure this. We're just going to roll it out until it's like, this is not holding together very well at all. It is crumbly. I think that's okay for thickness. These look pretty thick. So let's try this. I'm going to take the best looking one. Okay. We're gonna put it down here, and hopefully, actually, let's put a couple on here since looks like we can fit a couple. Okay. So here we go. Let's just cut the 3 individuals out first. I don't know if I like that I'm cutting on this, but it's too late now. Okay, so I'm like so stressed right now. Okay, now for the detail parts. I don't think that it's helping that the oatmeal, it's still super dry. So maybe I should have added all of the milk, but whenever I try to cut it, it's like crumbling. That's probably not helping. Oh my goodness. I will say that the picture of the wolves that were cut out do not look like the picture that it gives you in the back of the book to trace. Yeah. Okay. That's one. No. This is what they look like. And this is what mine looks like. Oh, maybe those will turn out better. Oh. Let's put it on the tray just so that I stop messing with it because I'm going to ruin it. It might turn out fine. Oh, also, it has the X's and like the stuff that makes it look like fur and the eyes and the ears, so I'm going to draw that on there too. We'll see. Okay, now for the next one. Maybe this one will go a little bit better since I have a general idea. Let me flatten it a little bit more though, just because I feel like because it was so thick, maybe that's why it was like crumbling so bad. Just a little thinner. And see how this turns out. Okay. And then it's soft enough to be moldable to where like if something is like poking out or sticking out, you can just kind of like press it and it'll come together. Oh my god. This is terrible. I'm only gonna make these 3. This is so tedious and so extra. What was that? Oh, it's just the table falling apart. No big deal. Let's flatten this again. And then it says to just take whatever leftover dough and then roll it back out and make more wolves. We're not doing that. We're not doing that at all. Okay, maybe. I know I said we weren't going to make it the size of the direwolf bread in the show, but maybe we can. We'll see. Oh my gosh. That's it. Just 3. Just 3. 3 small ones. And then now, let's try and make a big one. Here is the second half of the dough. So this one has now been in the fridge for over an hour, but it'll be just fine. Maybe a little flour. Okay, time to freehand a direwolf. So kinda, not really. Kind of looks like a goat. It's okay. It's fine. And then for the rest of this, we're just gonna make cookies. We're just gonna roll them out into circles. I don't have the patience for more wolves. Do I? Gosh, dang it. I feel bad. I can do a couple more. Even though my neck hurts really bad. I mean, that one didn't take as long, I think. Okay, that one I think was the fastest one yet. And does not look terrible. I don't think they're all gonna fit. Because I don't know if they're gonna rise. Oh, it says about an inch apart. I don't think there's an inch in between anything. It's kind of hard to do these lines because the knife wants to skip over the pieces of oatmeal. Okay. We'll see how it goes. This is what they look like before going into the oven. Some of them are that one looks good. That one looks okay. You know, some of them they're trying. But yeah, hopefully they turn out similar to this. Bake for 10 to 15 minutes until the edges are lightly browned. Well, we made them. They look cute. They look okay. They're not terrible. And also, the large one came out as well, thankfully. So yeah, like they look pretty good. I haven't broken the heads off to take the photo yet, just because I wanted to get some good footage of what they actually look like. Yeah. They just smell kind of like gingerbread cookies, honestly. And honestly, they taste just like gingerbread cookies. They're pretty much just oat gingerbread cookies. Not too terrible of a recipe, except for cutting out the wolves. That's a little extra. Yeah, obviously, for like a party or something, it would be cute. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed today's recipe, and we'll see you next time.